Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the new Fitbit Alta that also takes your heart rate. Specifically in this review, I'm going to be focusing on how this works with high intensity interval training like CrossFit. I don't do CrossFit, but I do something very similar to CrossFit. I will not preach that to you, but I'm very interested in how it's going to work. I wear wrist wraps a lot. This goes on your wrist. I don't really wear a watch, don't really like things on my wrist, so we'll see how this does, if I like it or not. I do have a heart rate monitor that I wear only while working out, and it's much more accurate. It goes up around the bicep or can be worn on the forearm. The wrist, from what I've read, by nature is just not a very good place to take your pulse, evidently. So we'll see. I'm gonna compare the two. I'm gonna wear both every time that I exercise with this for the review. Fitbit has an awesome sizing guide online. It's a PDF that you print out. I'll put a link in the description below. It was very, very helpful. I've now had the Fitbit Alta for 2 weeks, so I can speak a little bit more to what I like and what I don't like about it. I know it's only been 2 weeks, but I think I've gotten a pretty good grasp on the pros and cons of the Fitbit Alta heart rate. I'm going to start off with the cons, just a few things that I don't like. Some of them are kind of big issues. One is that the tap feature to turn the screen on, you're supposed to double tap. It does not work every time for me. It is a little frustrating at times. Sometimes I'll go, 10 times in a row, no issues, and then out of nowhere, I'll just be sitting there tapping over and over and over, and it won't come on. I don't know why that is, but that happens. So I don't know, maybe that's just mine. Maybe other people are having that issue, but I've had that issue. It's pretty frustrating. The other con is the heart rate while working out. It is awful. I mean, not even close to accurate. If you're running, it'll be accurate. If you're doing almost anything else other than running, it is wildly inaccurate. I had the other heart rate monitor paired up with it. This was consistently 50 beats per minute lower than the other heart rate. So got my heart rate way up, working out like crazy. I'm in the 160, 170 in my peak range, and this thing is registering 120 beats a minute, or it wasn't registering at all. That was very frustrating. I had kind of high hopes, but then again, I've read that for electronics to take your heart rate at your wrist, that's not the best place. So maybe that's why. Maybe it isn't this device. Maybe it's just the area. I did try higher up on my wrist. I tried tighter some days, looser some days. I tried the inside of my wrist. I could not get the heart rate monitor while working out to be accurate. While I was running, it was accurate. I even read up on Fitbit's site what they suggest to get accurate results. One of the things was to sit for 10 seconds. Try not to move your wrist around, your hand around, flex your muscles. Just sit there for 10 seconds and let it catch up. Some of the workouts had a minute rest built in, 30 seconds rest built in, and I would just sit there and it would never get it right. I worked out probably 10 times in the past 2 weeks, and out of all the 10 times, it was never even close. Now running, on the other hand, it was very accurate while just running, but doing high intensity interval training wasn't even close. The last con is getting this actual data off of the Fitbit. It does sync to the app, but actually getting that data out of the app is something that you can't even get the heart rate data. From the research that I've done, you just can't get it. That was a little frustrating. I wanted to graph both of my heart rate monitors and compare them one for one. I couldn't do it because I could not get the heart rate data the raw heart rate data out of this thing. While you're exercising, it looks like it takes heart rate data at 1 point every second. Throughout the day, it looks like 1 point every minute, which is totally fine. I was just frustrated that getting the data out of it, they kind of have it on lockdown, which is frustrating. If you want to get it into Apple Health, there is an app that can do that for you. I believe it's $10. So those are my 3 cons. It's the tapping feature, the heart rate while exercising, as well as getting the actual data. As far as pros, I think that the step count is incredibly accurate. The distance is incredibly accurate. Of course, the distance while you having it paired with the app and using GPS is very accurate. But even without it, the distance was very, very accurate. And if not, you can go in and you can edit your stride size or length, I guess. You can edit that to try to dial it in, get it exactly right. The sleep tracking, I love the sleep tracking, especially with the heart rate. You can see, you look at your heart rate while you're sleeping. Look at your resting heart rate. I think all that stuff is great. All in all, I think it's a good activity tracker. I don't know if I would say it's a good fitness tracker, just because outside of running, it doesn't do a good job with your heart rate. So you're not getting an accurate calories burned. So I think that's kind of a big deal. I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to keep it yet. I'm still kind of thinking about it. I really do like the sleep tracking as well as the activity tracking throughout the day. The silent alarm feature, I really like that to wake you up just by vibrating, even though it is frustrating to turn off. So I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. The biggest issue is the heart rate while exercising. I really wanted that to work. It hasn't. I'm going to try to experiment maybe with the ankle thing, see if I can get it to work that way, even though I think that's a little ridiculous, but we'll see. Hope this review of the Fitbit Alta heart rate was helpful for you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching Break It Yourself, and we'll see you next time.